emergency?
We need him. Police.
What's going on?
515th Street.
What's going on there, ma'am?
We have a kidnapping. Hurry, please.
Explain to me what's going on, okay?
There's a note left and our daughter's gone.
A note was left and your daughter is gone? How old is your daughter?
6 years old. She's gone. 6 years old.
How long ago was it?
I don't know. I just found the note. And my daughter's gone.
Does it say who took her?
What?
Does it say who took her?
I don't know. There's a ransom note here.
It's a ransom note?
It says FBTC. Victory. Please.
Okay, what's your name? Are you
Kathy Ramsey, I'm the mother. Oh my God. Please.
I'm sending an officer over, okay?
Please.
Do you know how long she's been gone?
No, I don't. Please, we just got out. Is she right here? Oh my God, please.
Okay, well,
There's somebody.
I am, honey.
Please.
Take a deep breath,
Please,
okay?
hurry.
Kathy.
The new lead is from a 37-year-old California woman who says for years she has been physically and sexually abused by adults who stayed at holiday parties after other guests had left for the night. She told Boulder detectives she believes there are similarities between the sexual techniques at these sessions and what happened to JonBenet Ramsey. Police say JonBenet was strangled with a garrote. This woman believes the 6-year-old was killed accidentally during a party when some kind of sexual choking technique went wrong.
Is the JonBenet case connected with all of this too? Because
I have no documentation that it is. Based on the circumstances, I believe it is. There are ligatures on the child's neck. That's one of the signs, by the way. And in the mind control program, ligatures are bruises. And in the mind control program, what they do, they take them right up to the edge of death and bring them back. That's one of the tortures. And I suspect they took her right up the edge of death and couldn't bring her back. They went a little too far.
On the 24th or the 25th at midnight, there is a ceremony that's specifically for children, and it's called the last bulb on the tree.
Where does that come from?
That is something that's used with children. It's part of programming them into the whole thing. And there were things that would happen to the child that hung the last bulb on the tree on Christmas Eve. There is the case with the last bulb on the tree that has something to do with what happened to this little girl, JonBenet.
JonBenet Ramsey?
Yes, JonBenet Ramsey. And this occurred on this night because of the day it has to do with.
I have heard that JonBenet's name is relevant to the rituals. Do you know anything about that?
JonBenet is a satanic deity or Satan. JonBenet is a name for Satan. And that name is just closely tied in, and it's so close, and I don't understand why it hasn't come out, and that I know of, it hasn't been talked about. But that is why she was killed on the day that she was killed, and her family, as far as I'm concerned, her family is involved in this, and that there's always a price to be involved in it. She was the price.
On December 26, 1996 at 5:52 a.m., Patsy Ramsey made a call to the Boulder, Colorado Police Department telling them her 6-year-old daughter JonBenet Ramsey had been kidnapped and a ransom note had been left. JonBenet Ramsey was a 6-year-old beauty pageant queen and was the second youngest child of the Ramsey family. The Ramsey family were a well-off family who lived in Boulder, Colorado. The father, John Ramsey's computer company Access Graphic, had $1 billion turnover the year his daughter was murdered. They had private planes and a 30-foot yacht. A lengthy handwritten ransom note was found in the house. The note had over 380 words. The note claimed to be from a small foreign faction who wanted $118,000 for the return of their daughter. $118,000 was close to the bonus John Ramsey received that year. The Sharpie and ransom note found at the home had Patsy Ramsey's fingerprints on it. During the investigation, Patsy was made to write with her left hand and it was compared to the note. The handwriting looks very similar. 200 similarities were found in the writing of the ransom note and the 100 samples of Patsy's writing. It was found the note had purposeful typos in it, such as added extra letters to make it seem as if a foreigner wrote the note. Some of the note was found to have taken lines from the 1972 movie Dirty Harry along with 4 other movies. 76% of the note was found to be extraneous overselling, or this could have been intimidation. A linguistics profile carried out found that the note seemed to have been written by a well-educated English-speaking female of the age of 30 years or older. 8 hours after JonBenet was reported missing, she was found dead in the basement of her home by her father and his friend Fleet White. She sustained a broken skull from a blow to her head and had been strangled. The autopsy revealed that JonBenet had been killed by strangulation and a skull fracture. A garrote was made from a length of nylon cord and the broken handle of a paintbrush. It was tied around JonBenet's neck and had been used to strangle her. Part of the bristle end of the paintbrush was found in a tub containing Patsy Ramsey's art supplies. The bottom third of it was never found despite extensive searching of the house by the police department. There was evidence that there had been a vaginal injury, and at the time of the autopsy it appeared that her vaginal area had been wiped with a cloth. She had blood in her underwear and an abrasion on her hymen. Male DNA was also found in her underwear. Former cult member and satanic ritual abuse victim Arizona Wilder claims she believes JonBenet's parents may have been involved in Satanism, as her murder has signs which points to Luciferian rituals. Arizona claimed Ramsey's death was an occult ritual known as the last bulb on the tree. She claimed the Satanic Brotherhood refer to Satan as John Bay, which is claimed to be a pagan deity, so her choosing was to pay homage to John Bay, also known as Satan. The last bulb on the tree ritual is a ritual which Luciferian cults carry out. They use the holiday of Christmas for the ritual. On Christmas Eve, a group of children are used to decorate a Christmas tree. The last child to place the final bulb on the Christmas tree is the one chosen to be used in a sacrifice. On midnight of the 26th of December, the child who was chosen is sacrificially killed. These sacrifices are ritualistic killings of children. Usually, the Luciferians and Satanists will wear black robes with nothing underneath. The child is then sometimes forced to orgasm and is then killed. These killings vary. If it is a black mass ritual, then a child's throat is slit and their blood is collected and shared by the Luciferians. After the child is dead, some carry out necrophilia on the child. During these sexual abuses while the child is still living, the Luciferians believe through magic they are able to draw off the child's life force and become energized by it. They believe it will make them physically immortal.
Here's where it gets really very disgusting, because black magicians do this and they believe that they are pursuing the elixir of life. This is pretty nasty stuff, but these people believe that by, for example, having sex with a child, they can get more life energy than with an adult, because a child has many, many years of life. And so that's why you have all of these supposed perverts running around as pedophiles. I'm not saying all of them know about this. Some of them are just doing this because they're, demon possessed to their eyeballs. But people within black magic do this because they believe that by vampirizing children sexually, that they will live forever.
It turns out that drinking children's blood is an anti-aging device. This is just really sick and disgusting, but it's a fact. It's a chemical fact. And if you drink adrenalized children's blood, which is to say you terrorize the child, not just with sodomy, but with torture and with other satanic ritual things. If you adrenalize the child's blood before you kill them and drink their blood, this is a doubly effective anti-aging device.
The newspaper The Daily Star claimed JonBenet once told her dance teacher that she was afraid of the darkness around her and scary people in black robes. On Christmas Eve, 2 nights before JonBenet was found dead, Bill and Janet McReynolds, along with many others, were at a party at the Ramsey house where Bill provided Christmas entertainment. Bill gave JonBenet a Christmas card which read, "You will receive a special visit from Santa after Christmas." One of the McReynolds' daughters were also abducted on December 26, 1974. 22 years before JonBenet. The daughter witnessed her friends being molested, but nobody was ever arrested. Janet McReynolds wrote a play in 1976 called Hey Rube. It was about a young girl being sexually assaulted, tortured, and murdered, with her body being found in a basement. After the murder, conspiracy spread on the web that claimed Fleet White, who was there to find JonBenet's body, was involved in murder, Satanism, pedophilia, and child torture. In 1999, a 37-year-old Californian woman represented by Boulder attorney Lee Hill came out to say for years she attended sexual abuse-themed holiday parties where children are sexually abused during orgies. She believed there were similarities used in the sexual techniques at the abuse parties and the murder of JonBenet. The woman believes JonBenet was killed by accident during a sexual act after a choking technique went wrong. Arizona Wilder claimed as far as she believes JonBenet's parents were involved in cults and JonBenet was a price to be paid for being involved. Based on Arizona Wilder's claims, this alludes that members from a coven within Boulder, Colorado broke into the Ramsey home and then murdered JonBenet, to which it was then covered up. Former FBI Chief Ted Gunderson also claimed he believed JonBenet's death was linked to satanic cult activity. There is a problem in America and worldwide which can be seen from the Franklin cover-up and the McMartin preschool case, in which covens made up of politicians, police officers, judges, businessmen, and many others are involved in interlocking cults which carry out satanic ritual abuse on children for magical and blackmail purposes. The Franklin cover-up was a scandal out of Nebraska where children were being kidnapped off the street and were used to compromise politicians in sexual abuse parties for blackmail purposes. The initial grand jury voted to indict the Ramseys on 4 counts, but they were never formally indicted because a DA refused to sign the documents. The child abuse charge stated that John and Patsy did unlawfully, knowingly, recklessly, and feloniously permit a child to be unreasonably placed in a situation which posed a threat of injury to the child's life or health, which resulted in the death of JonBenet Ramsey, a child under the age of 16. There was also an accessory charge declared that the two did unlawfully, knowingly, and feloniously render assistance to a person with the intent to hinder, delay, and prevent the discovery, detention, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, and punishment of such a person for the commission of a crime, knowing the person being assisted had committed and was suspected of the crime of murder in the first degree and child abuse resulting in death. In 2008, DNA evidence cleared all members of the Ramsey family for any involvement in the crime. The case still remains unsolved today, and there are many theories out there as to what happened to JonBenet. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to keep updated with all my future videos. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.